This video is going to cover one of the most common procedures that you need to perform manually, and that is how to start or finish a trip on the log if you are not driving a commercial motor vehicle. So you're driving one of the minivans that does not have a SOCON unit in it, and because it's not a commercial motor vehicle, it's not recorded as driving time. So the easiest way in this example, if I'm looking at today's log on July 11th, say I had actually deadhead to Monroeville, Pennsylvania at 10 o'clock this morning, and I was going to get 8 hours off before departing tonight. What I would have done is to start my log here by clicking, because I'm going to be driving the commercial motor vehicle, I'm going to be on duty, not driving status. I'm going to click right there at 10:01. Now if it was actually 10 o'clock or 10:02, you can click on that box and change it to the exact minute that you want it to be. You can see here, because you're doing it on the computer, it doesn't know where you are and it doesn't know what asset you're using. So you get these warning exclamation points, and that's saying that you need to fill this information in. It actually will not let you save this log if you have not given the computer that information. So for a non-commercial motor vehicle, we want the asset to be none. So even if you're driving van 319, you don't want to put 319 in here, just select none, because essentially the authorities don't care about our individual van numbers. And they get confused if they see an asset number in there, they want to look for miles. But we don't record the miles of a non-commercial motor vehicle, so they get confused. And they either think that somebody made an error, or they're just confused. Location, again, I'm departing the shop here, so I'm going to put Greenville, PA, as the city and state as required. Now, it's not required, but it is helpful in the comments. When this drop-down box here in the comments, one of the items that you can select is a non-commercial vehicle. So again, that just helps out if anybody is auditing this log to explain that I'm driving a non-commercial vehicle during this on-duty time. And then even more helpful is the additional comments. And this is just free text, so you can type in whatever, and I recommend just something along the lines of deadhead in minivan, or something like that, that again explains what you were doing. You would manually put in your trip ID because you are being dispatched on a trip. So we're just going to do a generic trip ID for the purposes of this. And that's all you need to do to start your log, except you want to save, because again, if you do not save your log, it's just going to be deleted, any changes that you have made. So we're going to save. You get this pop-up box, Reason Modified, and it gives you some drop-down choices here. Driver error, device malfunction, manual log, non-driving events, or other. I recommend non-driving events for this case because again, you're not driving a commercial motor vehicle, even though you are driving a minivan. And again, I would just use the same type of comment, deadhead in minivan. And now you can save, and now that is official in your log and will remain on there until you change it. So for the purposes of this, let's say that I had now arrived in Monroeville, where I was going to, and I'm going to go off duty and go to bed, get a good afternoon nap. So I'll say that I got there just around noon. So here in the off-duty line at noon, and you have the time right here that you can see as the bar slides. I'm going to say I got there at noon, click in the off-duty line, and now it brings me up to that line, and it creates this new line. Now what's important to note here is that it carries over the previous information. So the asset is still correct, it's still none, it's giving you the new time that you got there, but you're not in Greenville, you need to show that you got to Monroeville. So you click in this box, and you type Monroeville, PA, and the time you got there. You can continue to add these comments, non-commercial vehicle if you like, but again, those aren't necessary. That's just that you have the times and the locations and the asset correct. And again, you would now want to save, and I would use the same reasons, non-driving event, deadhead in minivan. Save again, and now again, this is your official log. So if this were you, and you were going off duty at noon, You're going to sleep until 10 o'clock, and then you're going to meet the vehicle, the loader, down there in Monroeville and continue on the trip. This would download to the vehicle when you sign into it. So it recognizes you as the driver, it downloads that log. So now your log, again, as you start that trip in the bus, is 100% accurate with the time that it took you to get down to Monroeville.